bogus jihad. I don't care who you are, who differs with me. I don't care two peanuts who you are. Once it is the truth, I must proclaim it without regard for consequences. But 600 years of brainwashing that the Ottoman Sultan was such a great warrior of Islam, despite the fact that he violated Allah's law in the Quran. It's difficult to wash away 600 years of brainwashing. So I am here in the Balkans now to present authentic history, that this is the law of war in Islam. You are allowed to fight only on two occasions. Number one, if you are attacked, you can defend yourself. That is, you're responding to aggression. Number two, if a people are oppressed and they cry out to you for help and invite you to come to liberate us from oppression, they must invite you. Then you have a duty. You don't have an option. You have a duty to respond to their cry and go and fight to liberate the oppressed. These are the only two permissions for fighting in Islam.
Yes, I understand. But you are a man of history. When you look Balkans, and I'm speaking now in the terms of Serbia the most, and Orthodox Eastern Church, we were under the Ottomans for like 3.5 to 5 centuries. In that period, we lost around between 500 and 700,000 people, right? But what happened after the Ottomans left? What happened to Serbia and Yugoslavia? We had the even worse things happening for us. We had First World War I. We lost 1,300,000 people. We had 2/3 of men wiped out. And after that, we had with the Catholic Church, Croatia under Catholic Church that wiped out also 1,400,000 people. So in just 50 years, Serbia lost 2 times, 3 times more than they lost under the Ottomans, because they wanted to make a uprising against the oppressor. And what God says in Hebrew Bible is, don't go against the oppressor because you left me, that's why the oppressor is coming. You left the God's principles, and now you will be oppressed. Because if you want to be European, I will give you Europeans. If you want to be without people that don't care about my principles, I will give you that people. So what Jesus did in the Bible, he wanted to change the hearts of the people so they can then remove the Roman oppressor. But people don't want. People want to change the politics, but they don't want to change themselves.
I understand your...
my premise.
I'm beginning to understand now your way of thinking.
Yes.
But moral values are not weighed on a scale of percentages. That's not moral philosophy. To say that this was a smaller percentage and that is a larger percentage does not have any moral value in it. A spade is a spade, whether it be large or small. Evil is evil, whether it be large or small. So don't weigh oppression on that scale about percentages. Number 2, if the Lord God had sent the Ottoman Empire as his vehicle through which to punish a people, well then there is a problem as well. Where is the proof? Is it imaginary, or has the Lord God said that I sent them? we have absolutely no evidence whatsoever in our book that there is such a thing, that the Lord God sent the Ottoman Empire to punish a people who were sinful in their conduct.
But is there a concept in Quran when people doesn't follow the God's rules, then they get the oppressor? Is there a
The
concept?
Lord God can send a people to punish you. However, if you want to say and identify that the Ottoman Empire was sent by the Lord God to punish a people, you must have some evidence for it. And the Quran has given us this statement that the Lord God sent the Quran to function as Al-Furqan, that which distinguishes truth from falsehood.
Okay.
And when we use the Quran to judge the Ottoman Empire, we see the Ottoman Empire violating the Lord God's guidance in the Quran time and again. After the Ottoman Sultan conquered Constantinople with a bogus jihad, guess what's the first thing that he did?
Which one?
The first thing that he did, the Quran says that the Lord God wants you to fight, if necessary, to protect the Christian church, to protect the Christian cathedral, to protect the Jewish synagogue, to protect the masjid. Fight, if necessary, to do it. This is in the Quran. When he conquered Constantinople, instead of respecting Hagia Sophia, instead of protecting Hagia Sophia, showing respect for its status as the most important cathedral outside of Jerusalem, what did the Ottoman Sultan do? Do you think the Lord God sent him to do that? That's nonsense.
God allowed it, yes.
Did the Lord God send the Ottoman Empire to commit this shameful, disgraceful deed? No, the Lord God doesn't do shameful and disgraceful things. The Ottoman Sultan took Hagia Sophia and converted it from a Christian cathedral to a masjid. Vladimir, listen to me.
Yes, you wrote a book about it.
Listen to me. If you have to hear it one more time, hear it. This was shameful. This was disgraceful. This was manifestly sinful to take the Christian cathedral and transform it in a masjid. Our book prohibits that.
Yes.
So the Lord God never sent the Ottoman Empire. I've only given you 2 examples of how they violated the Quran.
Yes.
And I can go on and can give you much more than this.
I agree. I agree that in the Ottoman Empire there were bad people who were on the top of the empire who did bad things. But in Serbia, I don't know if you know, the revival of Serbian Patriarchy, Pećka Patriarchia, was revived by Mehmet Pasha Sokolović. This is the Serbian guy in Ottoman Empire, big vezir, and he conducted that Orthodox can be turned back to their Orthodoxy church. So you have from both sides.
I am not at all unaware that there were good things that the Ottoman Empire did.
Yes.
And we should not be silent about it.
Yes.
The Ottoman Empire showed a splendid desire of promoting aesthetics, the art, the world of beauty. And the Ottoman Empire devoted enormous effort in works of beauty. I visited the city of Mostar, and I saw the bridge built 500 years ago. There was no iron and steel at that time.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
They built the bridge, and it's very high over the river, very high. and it's a long distance, and they built it with blocks of stone. But they built it with such aesthetic beauty that it has remained a work of art after 500 years. The huge numbers of tourists by that bridge, you hardly had space to walk. The Ottoman Empire embellished the Quran, the art of calligraphy.
Yes.
It's Ottoman. And so we compliment them for the good things that they did. The Ottoman Empire established and maintained and preserved a free and a fair market. The last free and fair market in the world was Ottoman. And they had market police, and they had magistrates in the market. And if you were caught stealing in the market with a bogus coin, not pure,
Yes.
or chipping the coin, or it's other unfair practices in the market, you will be arrested, you'll be tried in the market, and you'll be punished in the market. And this is how the Ottoman Empire, to their credit, was able to establish and maintain a free and a fair market. Jesus referred to the market as a den of thieves. The den of thieves, that's what we have today. The Ottoman Empire had many different kinds of people living in Constantinople, yes, but they never said, woman, take off your hijab. That is France today. Take off your hijab. When you come to live with us, you have to live our way. Not the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire gave the Jews a place to live.
And you could practice a religion yourself.
It's the Jewish quarter. And you had the freedom to live your Jewish way of life. Yes. Europe says, no, that's not the way.
Yes.
That is bogus, Europe. And look at the conduct. The Ottoman Empire gave the Armenians their place, the Greeks their place. This was sensible. Yes. So when the Ottoman Empire did something good, we credit them for it. But when the Ottoman Empire was an oppressor, you're not going to get me silent.
Yes, I totally agree with you. But can I ask you just two things to understand the philosophy behind the Muslim world? Do you think that Prophet Muhammad, when he said, don't take them as guardians, Jews and Christians and so on, is it because he initially wanted to reconcile Jews and Christians, because he saw that they should have the same teachings from the Torah? But from what I heard from the history, he approached Jews, they rejected him. He approached Christians, they also rejected him. And then he made, let's say, the last update on the revelation, that is Quran. Is it right? Because just one more additional thing, because I see that Ottomans wanted to conquer Constantinople, and they had inspiration and aspiration towards Christian Roman Empire. And they even have coins with the crosses in the first years when they got to Constantinople.
Let me introduce you, Vladimir, to the Quran. The religion of Islam doesn't come from Prophet Muhammad. Allah's blessings be upon him. No. The religion of Islam comes from the Lord God. And he sent a book. And he ordered the Prophet to teach that book. But it's not the book of the Prophet, it's the book of the Lord God. And this is what the book says. At the time when the crucifixion was about to take place, and the Lord God spoke to Jesus, and the conversation is recorded in the Quran, yes, in the first person. This is the surah entitled Ali Imran, or the people of Amran. Oh Jesus, this is first person.
Okay.
I am going to take your soul when the Lord God takes a soul, what happens? The Quran says he can either keep the soul or he can return it. If he keeps the soul, you're dead. And if he returns it, you never died. The Quran said they did not kill him, they did not crucify him, but I made it appear that he was crucified. So if Imran Hosein was present at that time, I would be convinced that he was crucified. Did you hear that?
Yes,
Right.
I know about this.
Right,
But
good.
how do you see that other historical books from Josephus Flavius that says that there was a guy, he was not a Christian, there was a guy called Jesus and he was crucified, and other, Roman sources.
Yeah. I don't get absolute truth in any human book written by human beings. I don't get absolute truth there. I get absolute truth only from the Book of God. And my scholarship is based on absolute truth.
Yes. But I just want to ask, how do you see? Were they delusional?
When the Quran came, it came to sit on judgment on everything else. So history has to submit to the Quran. So now then, let me continue with the conversation.
Yes. Continue, please.
I'm going to take your soul and I'm going to make it appear that you were crucified when you were not. So if he took his soul and he wanted to make it appear that he was crucified when he was not, obviously he took the soul and then returned it. The Christian view differs from our view. The Christian says he died and he was resurrected. The Quran says something else. We proceed. And I'm going to raise you unto myself. And I'm going to cleanse you of all this blasphemy they have hurled against you and your mother. Now listen.
I'm listening, yes.
Now listen.
I'm just checking the references.
Now listen, Vladimir.
I'm listening.
And I am going to cause those who follow you, meaning the Christian people. The Jews don't follow him. And I am going to cause those who follow you to be raised above and dominant over those who rejected you, meaning the Jewish world, which today is in alliance with the Zionist Christian world and control power in modern Western civilization, have NATO as a military arm. I'm going to cause a Christian people to be raised to a position of dominance over NATO. And when I do that, those Christian people will remain in that position of dominance until the end of the world. This didn't come from Prophet Muhammad. Allah's blessing be upon him. This is the Quran. This is absolute truth. So there's no question about any calculation about whether the Christians would accept him or not, or the Jews would accept him or not. What is in the Quran came not from history, it came from the Lord God. And it recognized a Christian people who, despite the fact that they believe in the Trinity and they worship Jesus as God, which is condemned in the Quran in very harsh language, despite that, the Lord God favors the Christian people and says that he's going to raise them to a position of dominance in the world. But there are two kinds of Christians. I don't know if you know it.
Yes, I know.
If you didn't know it, let me tell you. There are those Christians who follow Jesus, and there are the rest of the Christians who follow a fellow called Santa Claus.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Okay. You, in your books, so people can know, you have a books Constantinople in the Quran or Quran in Jerusalem and so on. You're a lot of speaking about future alliance between those real Christians and real Muslims in the end of times. How do you see, especially Serbian church, let's say, or Serbian Christians in this future prophesied alliance? Because in Quran, I don't see this alliance.
Well,
Please teach us.
I am surprised that you don't see it in the Quran. In the same Surah Al-Ma'idah,
Okay.
the table laden with food, and this verse is somewhere around number 80, 81.
Okay.
The Lord God speaks about a time to come which will be similar to that time when the Quran came down, when those who have the greatest hatred and hostility for us Muslims will be Jews. And today we see it in Gaza. It's called ethnic cleansing. They are moving to exterminate us as though we are cockroaches, using hunger to destroy a people. That is happening in Gaza. Genocide in broad daylight, that is happening in Gaza. That is an extraordinary amount of hatred. So the Quran is saying that at that time, when this is happening, you will find that there will be a people who will be closest in love and affection for you. And it does not say that they will be a Christian people. No, Vladimir, it says something else.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow you from the...
It says that you will find those who will be closest in love and affection for you will be a people who say, we are Christians. The distinction between these two statements, we are Christians, indicate that these are a Christian people whose faith is their primary identity, not their nationality. To be a Serb is secondary in importance. To be a Christian is primary in importance. In the Western world, you are American first, and then you are Christian.
But Bible also says that.
Right.
It says the Jew is not by blood, but by spirit.
Right. So the Quran is speaking about those Christians whose primary loyalty is to their faith. And those Christians would be closest in love and affection to Muslims. And the Quran says the reason why these Christians are going to have the greatest love and affection for Muslims, 3 reasons. Number 1, because the institution of the priesthood is still intact. The priest still occupies a strategic position in society. Number 2, they are a people who still hold on to the institution of monasticism. Their hearts are drawn to the monastery. They love the monastery,
Monks, yes.
the monastic way of life.